Have you ever felt like you notice everything? The tone in someone's voice changing by half a second, the energy in a room before anyone says a word, the hidden meaning behind simple messages like okay or I'm fine. And while everyone else seems relaxed, your mind keeps scanning, thinking, replaying, reading between lines that may not even be there. If that sounds familiar, this video is for you. Because being too aware is a very real psychological experience. And people who live this way usually carry traits most others never fully understand. So, what actually happens inside the mind of someone who is too aware? Let's break it down. 1. Their brain is always observing, even when they don't want it to. Most people walk into a room and just exist. But highly aware people walk into a room and instantly start collecting data. Who looks uncomfortable? Who sounds fake? Who's forcing a smile? Who's unusually quiet? Who's avoiding eye contact? They notice patterns automatically. Not because they're trying to judge people, because their brain is constantly processing details. Psychologists often connect this to heightened self-awareness, sensitivity to social cues, and hypervigilance. Their attention doesn't just focus on what's being said, it focuses on what's not being said. And that can feel exhausting, because even in moments that should feel peaceful, their mind keeps running in the background. Like tabs open on a browser that never fully close. 2. They overthink conversations long after they end. Have you ever left a conversation, then replayed it 10 times in your head afterward, thinking, why did I say that? Did that sound weird? Were they upset? Did I miss something? People who are too aware do this constantly. Their mind doesn't just experience moments, it analyzes them. Again and again, psychology calls this rumination. And it usually comes from a mix of intelligence, self-awareness, and emotional sensitivity. They can read situations deeply. That same depth can trap them inside their own thoughts. A 5-minute interaction becomes an hour-long internal debate. One sentence becomes 20 possible meanings. And sometimes, they're mentally still inside a conversation everyone else forgot already. 3. They feel everything deeply, even things they never talk about highly. Aware people often appear calm on the outside, but internally, they feel things intensely. A weird shift in someone's mood, a cold response, a disappointed look, a change in energy, they pick it up immediately. And even if they say nothing, they feel it. This is often linked to emotional intelligence and high empathy. They absorb emotional signals quickly, sometimes too quickly, which means they often carry emotions that don't even belong to them. Someone else's stress becomes their stress. Someone else's sadness sits in their chest for hours. Someone else's silence feels louder than words. That's why many deeply aware people need alone time. Not because they hate people, but because their nervous system needs recovery. Their mind needs quiet. Their emotions need space to reset. 4. They often struggle to switch off. This might be the hardest part, because awareness sounds like a gift. And sometimes it is. But nobody talks about the downside, the inability to mentally rest. Even while lying in bed, their thoughts keep moving, thinking about tomorrow, replaying yesterday, analyzing relationships, imagining future outcomes, questioning themselves, questioning others, questioning everything. Psychologists sometimes link this with cognitive overactivity, where the brain remains mentally stimulated even during rest. Their body may be tired, their mind stays awake, and because they think so deeply, they often feel mentally drained even when they did nothing all day, because internally, they were doing everything. 5. But their awareness is also their superpower. Here's the part most people miss. Being too aware can feel heavy. It also creates rare strengths. These people often read people accurately. They notice what others overlook. They sense problems early. They understand emotions deeply. They become thoughtful listeners, strong observers, emotionally intelligent decision makers, creative thinkers. Their mind connects dots faster than most people realize. And while awareness can create anxiety, it can also create wisdom. Because when you spend your life paying attention, you start understanding human nature on a different level. You notice motivations but pause, masks tensions. You learn what silence means, what distance means, what behavior reveals when words don't. And that kind of awareness becomes powerful, if it's managed well. Because awareness without control becomes exhaustion. But awareness with balance becomes insight. So if you've always felt like you notice too much, feel too much, or think too much, it doesn't mean something is wrong with you. It may simply mean your mind is operating at a deeper level than most people around you realize. Yes, it can feel overwhelming, yes. It can feel lonely sometimes. but it can also become one of your greatest strengths. The key is learning when to observe and when to let go, when to think and when to rest, when to feel and when to protect your peace. Because not every thought needs chasing, not every silence needs decoding, and not every feeling needs carrying. Sometimes the strongest thing an aware mind can do is pause. If you relate to this, you're definitely not alone. And if this video made you feel understood, make sure to like the video, subscribe, and let me know in the comments, do you think being too aware is a gift or a burden?